Yeah, thank you everybody spending time to attend on today's special Zoom with Dr. Prabhu. Yeah, so for those that come in earlier, yeah, we have always have a early bird benefit. Yeah? So just now, Brian showed something about the what's happening in this world about the terahertz energy. In fact, is not something new already. Just that we don't know what's happening. Yeah, terahertz wavelength is already used in many area, spectroscopy and screening, etc. Yeah. So now I'm going to share something different. Yes. Yeah. In fact, you also can find in YouTube. There are some music that can um, relax yourself. Remember, Dr. Gan also mentioned about the flow. In fact, this kind of music will help you to relax. Yeah, you see, uh, especially increase the immune system. Yeah, so also have increase the chakra, and there is something about what DNA. Yeah, about the DNA and the brain. Let's listen to this one, yeah, while waiting for more people coming in. This is about the DNA. Then just close your eyes and relax yourself. Inhale. Exhale. Take around 6 seconds to inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes and relax yourself. Sit in a good position. Stretch your back. Inhale. You can touch your hand at your stomach area. Make sure there's bloated and slim down. Huh? So the breathing must go inside the so-called dantian, the stomach area. Not stop at your chest. Inhale. Exhale. You can count yourself. Inhale 6 seconds. And then exhale 6 seconds. Just relax. This will repair your DNA, your cell. Sorry, I think, did I share my screen? Huh? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't share my screen. So now I share my screen. Oh, okay. So now everybody can see my screen. Yeah, so we just start. So this is something, the music is something about our immune system and also the DNA. So you can just sit straight and then inhale and exhale around 6 seconds each time. Yeah.
Yesterday, I wandered into a fairy's home. Then not too far away.
You can calm your mind. This is about relaxation in music to calm our mind. Okay, 1 minute more. We do this exercise. Inhale. Close your eyes. Straight back. Sit straight. Exhale. Inhale. Relax yourself. Okay. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Then rub your hand, make it hot, and then rub your hand, and then paste on your eye. Just calm down. Yeah, rub again. Thanks, Rosie. I can see you, Rosie. Very good. Yeah, just close your eye if you're soothing. And then one more time, the last time. Now it's 10 o'clock. Okay, rub your eye and close. And then drink some terahertz water, okay? Yeah, so drink some terahertz water, okay? Yeah, so this is a very good exercise. Okay, good morning, everybody. Now it's 10 o'clock. We pass the mic to Dave. We will start officially our Zoom today with Dr. Prabhu. So before we start, let's have some guidelines for the webinar. Okay, let me see. Yeah, switch off the video if you are not in proper attire. So that means you must wear your clothes. If you don't wear clothes, please off your video. And do not interact in between by unmuting your device. That means while Dr. Prabhu is presenting, just mute yourself. Especially for those that are coming in, always make a practice to mute yourself first. Yeah, and do not allow any children to disrupt the flow of presentation. Yes, if you have any children come to interrupt you, off your mic and off your video. Okay. And keep a pen and paper to write down the important points. Or in fact, you can take picture of the slide if it's with the photo, right? Sometimes. And this is a platform to sharing the knowledge free. If you want to know more, please contact the expert. So if you have any chronic disease, yes, it's better still go back to your doctor. Yeah, about the medication. Yeah, you have to reduce slowly instead of directly replace. Yeah, because we are sharing the experience, but we are not the doctor on this. And this water is not the medicine to your illnesses. Okay, so today's episode is 16 wisdom of health. But before we start, as usual, we have to have this kind of gratitude, appreciation. Yeah, we have to thank to our company to set up this platform for everybody to learn, to get good health and a good wealth as well. Of course, we need to thank George, who is the first one who has a very wise mindset, have a long-term view, and bring in this device, and create this kind of this marketing plan that is a benefit to everybody. Yeah. So in Malaysia, this is the first station, and right now is the headquarters for this marketing on this terahertz water device. And we have a research team in China, Shenzhen, and also there is a training team from the headquarters. Yeah, so it's continuing research or something new. That's why you can see there's NMM products coming out, right? If you know that the last week also you start ordering, and there will be a contest on this. Yeah. And in Singapore is somewhere in January 2020. And myself, I'm stationed in Singapore. My name is Angie, and yeah. So So thank to Lydia on this, and most importantly, we also want to thank Dr. Prabhu, yeah, who is a medical doctor and willing to share his medical knowledge to us. Yeah, so you see, it's about the epigenetic solutions. Yeah, brings you health, a revolution through the education. So Dr. Prabhu has MBBS. Well, there are so many certification, from a UK, from India. So he is also a member of European Wellness Academy and the epigenetic wellness consultant. And he's the ENT surgeon. Oh, wow. So let's welcome Dr. Prabhu on board to share with us his great knowledge and about the wisdom today. Dr. Prabhu, please.
Yes, Angie, thank you very much. A wonderful morning to every one of you. In fact, today is a little special for me because I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to George, who has been graceful enough to send me a beautiful gift. I'm very happy. I don't know, he made my day today. So I'm starting off today with full of joy, bliss, and then happiness. So there, I thought the wisdom of health is our topic today. So basically, when we are talking about wisdom of health, we need to understand that it begins only when there is a search within to be healthy. So that means you need to look for it. For example, whoever you're all here today, that means you're looking for something new from the doctor's side wherein you wanted some information, so you're all here. So what happens is there needs to be a desire. So when there needs a desire is there, what happens? You need to put it into action. That means today you're all here, you're put in the action. Now once there is an action, you get to know there is a knowledge. Now application of a knowledge in practical is a very, very important situation for every one of us. We may have the knowledge, but if we do not put it into practice, definitely we will not be able to learn anything in our journey of life. And learning is a lifelong process. And can you believe, with my medical experience of 32 years in my medical field, being a general doctor, then coming to an ENT surgeon, then into a stem cell therapy, then into energy medicine, then into epigenetics, and now I am giving a lot of talks on this water. So this is an amazing lifelong process. So I am just moving on to learn more and more, so that I'm able to give something to the beautiful souls who are all here on a purpose to pick up the information and move forward. Now, very simple, when we are talking about wisdom and living on planet Earth, there is something called a cycle of life on this earth. So what we need to understand is there are only three things can happen in your life. Number one, there can be a desire. When there is a desire, there is an action, and after an action, what happens? There is a knowledge acquired, and once again with the knowledge, you are going to put a desire. To explain this, what happens is, every one of you down here, you all had a desire that you need to come and attend this Zoom talk of Dr. Prabhu. You had a desire. Okay. Now, having a desire, it can be number one, self-motivated. That means you yourself are activated and you come and then trigger your desire. There is a second way of the desire being triggered is someone will tell you, hey, every Saturday, Dr. Prabhu is giving a talk on health and then something about the water. Why not you join? So there is another second way is through influence. There your desire is activated. Now what happens? Your desire activated, you're all set, you're fully anxious and you want to attend the meeting. Now what you need to do is you need to put it into action. What is action you need to do? Number one, either prepare the Zoom meeting on your phone or prepare the Zoom meeting on your laptop. Now that is the action you need to do. If you only have a desire and you're not going to put it into action, then what happens? Nothing will happen. So many of us in life also, we all have a desire to become healthier, but we do not take the necessary action to apply this particular desire into action. Now what happens is, when the action is put, so what you all did today, you're already here and then you started visualizing through the Zoom what Dr. Prabhu is sharing, and then you're listening to it. So that means your second part of your action is completed. Now, after the action is completed, what happens is you are going to gain knowledge. Now, in the knowledge process, what can happen is, number one, it can be a temporary process of acquiring the information that is temporary. Yeah? It can be a permanent solution when you are looking at a long term. Maybe whatever information I give, you pick up and then keep it and use it for your day-to-day activities. Now, once you have a knowledge, for example, today I'm going to talk about terahertz water, right? So you're going to pick up the knowledge, and once you pick up the knowledge about terahertz water, what are you going to do? You're going to put a desire once again. So once again, go back to one. That means you're going to put a desire. Now, what is the desire you're going to put? Hey, this water is so good, can I go and talk to my friend? Can I talk to my neighbor? Can I recommend them to buy this instrument? So this is a desire you're creating. Now, once you create a desire, what will happen? You need to put it into action. What is the action? You need to call your friend, or you need to call your neighbor and tell them that you have something to be shared. So what happened? Now, the second action, you're going to give a call to a particular person, and then you're going to share the information about terahertz. Now, what happens? There is something knowledge you're going to get. What is that knowledge you're going to get is, this person whom you spoke about the terahertz, he gets excited. He says, hey, wow, so fantastic. Can the water do this? Can the water give me so much of benefits? Is it? Can my diseases be cured? All this excitement will happen. So what happens is, you are seeing this particular person. It's an information, knowledge you're getting, that this person, whatever information you gave to this particular person, he gets excited. That is the knowledge you got. Now, what happens is, after you understand that this particular is excited, once again, what happens? You will have to put a desire once again. What desire you're going to put? You're going to communicate him with maybe tomorrow or day after once again and tell him, hey, what happened, bro? What happened? Are you planning to buy the instrument, or you're planning to pick up the water? Once again, you're going to put a desire. What is the action you're going to do? Probably you will take your terahertz device to his house, and then terahertz the water, and you tell them. That is the action you're going to put, and then give them the information about the water. And what happens? He also gets a knowledge that if I buy this instrument, these are the benefits I'm going to get. So he gets a knowledge. Now, what happens is, the knowledge what you are getting is whatever information and action you put. Now, this person decided, okay, fine, I'm going to buy. Now, what is the knowledge you're going to get from this situation is, you put the desire, you put the action, and the knowledge, ultimately what you get is, when you start doing good things to people, they definitely appreciate it in the form of either buying the instrument or buying the water, or they can do something else to you. But at the end of the day, the knowledge what you're gaining is, that person became happy. That person was happy that you gave this information. So what happens? Once again, you're going to put a desire. Where you're going to put a desire? For another person. So in the same way, all through our life, we all are going to put a desire, put it into action, gain some knowledge out of it, and once again reuse the knowledge in the form of a desire, and then go on this cycle. So ultimately, whatever you do in your life will be within these three frame of life cycle only. So in this planet Earth, only these three things can happen to you in different forms. But ultimately, this is what is going to happen to you. So now, as a human being, what is that? Being wise is a choice. Can you believe every animal living on this planet Earth, they all live a very wisdom, means they live everything so perfectly that very rarely they will make a mistake, and they will do in such a way that everything will be done fantastically. Now just imagine a lion going to attack a deer or any animal in a herd. Herd of around 100 200 people, herd buffaloes or deers will be there. But this guy lion can actually focus on one particular weak particular animal, then it will start targeting that. How is that? It has the wisdom to choose just by seeing. So what happens is, when animals can have the wisdom, why not human beings? So we need to also have the wisdom in every aspect of life, so that we do everything so beautifully that we get only the maximum benefit out of it. But many times we may do a mistake, and then probably what is the wisdom you will get is, you will should not repeat that same mistake once again in life. That is the wisdom you get. So what you need to do is, ABC of life is always you have to be very careful in whatever you do, be it an investment, be it doing something, buying something. you have to be very, very careful. Number two, every situation you need to be very, very calm and getting into the wisdom mode. That means you need to come to the neutral mode of calmness. Then only you will be able to make a proper decision. For this, what you need to do every day, you need to practice a proper breathing technique and be calm all the time. Now, the advantage of having more vegetables and fruits helps you to stay calm. But here, I may differ also by saying that people who are all so-called vegetarians also can get angry, can go into a rage form. Yes. Why? Because they are not able to control their mind and they are not able to handle themselves properly, and their vibration is definitely on the lower frequency. That's how they are not able to handle themselves. So what happens is, only with experience you will become more wiser. Now, for that, that doesn't mean that you need to live for 100 years, then only you're going to become wiser. No. Every day is an opportunity for you to become wiser. So every experience for your 24 hours of life, what you live on planet Earth, become wiser, become better than what you were yesterday. Do not repeat the same mistakes all through your life and going on telling that why God is giving me this problem. Actually, nobody is giving the problem. It is only you who are actually getting into that situation and then finding that there is no solution for it. Now, every human being on planet Earth is in a learning mode all through the life. So this is something which every one of you should understand. We are in a learning mode and we have to be on the learning mode all the time and be a student all the life in the school of God. So when you are planning and living a life of learning and picking up information and planning to put the desire at the right time, putting the action at the right time, and then what you get, it's a knowledge at the end of whatever you do. Once you get the knowledge, you have an opportunity to put it into a desire form once again. So this is what we all need to practice every day. Be wise, and when it comes up to health, you should be a double careful, and you should be much more clearer in your path of, especially what food you eat, what time you sleep, what are the activities you do, how long are you exposed yourself to the phone, how long are you exposing yourself to the television, how long and how frequently are you seeing all the dramas on the television, and how emotionally are you getting involved. All these play a very important role in your life. So what you need to do, learn with experience, be smart, pick up the right information and start working on it. And once again, I'm going to give you another switch word for you all today, an additional. So such of those who are all writing, I think probably you all should be seeing some benefits there. So today's number one is definitely golden sunrise. Thanks change is the first word you need to write for a good health. Find divine order B is the second switch word you're going to write. Third one last week I gave you is a fountain wolf B. And today I'm giving you another one is a duck, hard, ho, and save. Duck, guard, ho, save is a new word I'm going to giving you today. So once again, you have to write it 7 times or multiples of 7 into 21 times or 48 or 108 times. So please write all the 4 right in your fullscape paper and then start practicing it, and you will see some amazing health changes. Now, very important. This is all little things which you all need to work on. Cellular health is the key to be healthy. Now, most of us think that you will get a blood test done and then finally what you'll think, my doctor told everything is okay and you are healthy. I say no. Blood test is not at all an indicator for your health status. It can only tell you if there is a disease or not, you have it or not. So how do you going to check your cellular health? There are few other methods which we can work on. Number one is your epigenetic hair root analysis. When you do this, you're working at the cellular level. Number two, there is something called bioresonance quantum machine, wherein you can check your cellular health through the bioresonance machine. Number three is, especially if you're looking at the microcirculation, this is another amazing tool where just with your fingernail bed, you can see your microcirculation and you can know whether your heart vessels is okay, your brain vessels are okay, your peripheral leg vessels are okay. Everything can be seen just in the finger. It's called finger microcirculation, and this can give a lot of information about your circulatory status. And finally, this is something, a very, very advanced machine called Hunter bioresonance machine, wherein this Hunter machine will go and hunt for the abnormal situation in your body. That means it will go in, even including your DNA, it will go pick up signals and then let us know that there is something wrong happening well in advance, especially 6 months to 2 years well in advance, you will be able to pick up. So only when you pick up what your body is speaking at the cellular level, you will be able to handle your disease much more easily. So what you need to do, what are the first steps you to become healthier? The first step you need to do is removal of toxins. This is the first step. Whether anybody likes or not, people are talking all about detox. Now, detox plays a very, very important role in removing all the unfavorable, unwanted waste material which is all clogged into your cell and tissues. If you don't remove that, how much ever good things you are doing, maybe you're taking some high quality vitamins, you're eating high quality food, still nothing will work because your poison inside is still there. Now, those days, if you see all our elders and our grandparents, they used to do fasting. Fasting at least weekly once they used to do, maybe weekly once or weekly twice. Fasting helps you to recoup back, to remove your toxins, and especially for the liver. When you do a fasting, it will help the liver to rejuvenate back. But I need to let you know, if at all you're fasting, and then you need to give a little benefit to the body by taking proper vitamins and multiple multivitamins and nutrients after the fasting, because your body definitely will look forward for those nutrients. Especially if you're looking at the liver, if it want to detox, it requires 35 minerals and vitamins. So if you can give those 35 minerals and vitamins, your liver will do all the cleansing process and detoxification. Now, coming to the drinking sufficient amount of water is also a very, very important strategy for your day-to-day health. Now, that is where terahertz water is coming in. That is where we are able to give you a lot of information on this particular water-related situation, so that you all get the benefit out of it. But at the same time, I wish to definitely share that there are a lot of people who are all drinking terahertz water, and they are facing some challenges in terms of health, for the reason that whatever their health status has been, it has been there for many years. So what happens is, you need to understand that you need to work on your body for a healing process, which includes your mind to be very calm, breathing techniques, giving your body with sufficient nutrients and vitamins. And then when you're drinking this water, definitely there will be a lot of good benefits. Now, for you to become much more healthier, what you need to do is, you need to eat more of vegetables and fruits. This is very important. Other than eating a non-vegetarian or meat products, you must actually eat 70% of vegetables and fruits, and then the remaining 30% you can have your non-vegetarian. Other than that, you need to have a lot of high fiber. In that way, if you look at high fiber diet, brown rice plays a very, very important role in giving you a lot of high fiber. And there is one secret I wish to share on this platform today is, you all would have seen that normal rice, what we see outside, is a polished rice, right? But now in the recent past, people are selling, especially in the markets, what they are doing is, they are selling you brown rice, which is much cheaper. You know, the polished rice is much expensive, whereas the unpolished rice is much cheaper. Now, there is something called rice bran, which is a covering of your rice. Every rice has got a covering. That's why the brown rice, if you see, it will be like, there is a shell on it. Now, if you polish it out, what are the disadvantages? When you polish a rice, it loses its zinc, which is there in that rice bran, number one. Number two, you will lose copper. So there will be a lot of copper deficiency, zinc deficiency, and including a little bit of chromium. And there is one more very, very important ingredient in this rice bran. It's called methidicol. Methidicol. This is the ingredient which is there in the rice bran. Now, those days when our granny and all were used to, were supposed to eat all the brown rice. That's what we were eating actually before. They never had diabetes. Now, what happened is, suddenly someone came with an idea that you need to eat polished rice. Maybe 40 years ago, they came down, polished the rice. That means the rice bran totally taken out. The shell is already taken out, and only the plain rice without much of any benefit, with lot of starch is there inside that. And those days what happened was people used to actually cook the rice and then filter out the starch from the rice, and the starch they used to give the feed to the cows. Now, why did your granny not give that same starch to you to drink? They never gave it to you to drink because they know that that is a starch which can be only digested by the animals. But can you believe you're using a rice cooker? Today you have a rice cooker. What you do, you put water, you put the rice and then cook it with the, everything is still there. That means the starch is also still there. So in the past 40 years, what happened is your starch has been pumped into your body, your digestive system is all going heavy. And then what happened? One of the important diseases, diabetes, is very, very rampant because you are eating a lot of polished rice. Now what happened? The same situation has come. They have turned the whole thing. Now people are talking about eat brown rice. And the most beautiful part is in US, actually what they did was they polish the rice and they take the bran, put it in a beautiful packing on a tin and say rice bran, very good for diabetes. It contains chromium, zinc, and methylidecol and other ingredients which can help you control your diabetes. Now the question is, why did you at all do the polishing? You should have taken brown rice directly, right? Now what happened, to just to sell that particular product to at 40 ringgits or 50 ringgits, what happened, they did the polishing and selling you back the same product. So what we all should understand is, let us all become intelligent. So you should eat brown rice because it contains all the good benefits for your diabetic sugar control. You can take brown rice. This is a very good. Other than that, you should all remove the canned, tinned, packed food products from your shelf. You have to remove it. But what happens? Everybody wants the easy job, so they want to just pick up whatever is available in the market. And I don't deny that with a busy schedule, yes. But if you can reduce as much as possible eating all the preservated food, it will definitely help you in a long run. Avoid as much as possible refrigerated food. Fresh food is always better. Prepare fresh food. Why do you want to prepare the food? Put it in the fridge and eat it for 4 5 days. Instead of that, if you can, why not every day? It is possible because with induction cooker, with the gas stove here, with the electric stove, cooking can be done very fast. You only thing, you need to plan your life accordingly and then start doing what is good for you. And it is always better when you eat a cooked food from home. Is always a healthier life you will have, healthier cells you will have. So you all need to get healthier, means please follow certain principles, certain steps in your life, so that you can make your life much more easier without diseases. Now, what is an ideal drinking water? It should be a minimum pH of 7.4 to 8. And definitely an ideal drinking water in Malaysia or in Singapore, I would recommend that you need to have a proper filtration system outside. Number one, outside your home. Number two, you need to have another very good filter inside your home. So please do invest at least for the 2 different filtration system into your home, so that you get a good potable water with a pH of 7.4 to 8, and your TDS can be between 50 to 200, and your ORP can be 0 to minus 200. But if it is plus 100 or 200 of ORP, that means is more of acidic. If it is around 500, it is very acidic. So you cannot drink a water with plus ORP of 500. You cannot. So your Coca-Cola, Pepsi and all, if you check the ORP, will be plus 500. That means it's so acidic. So such of those who are all drinking Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and the best part, when you go to a McD or your KFC, you know what they do? If the cooking is taking a little time, they will say, have your seat, sir, and then give you one big glass of what? Either it will be Pepsi or Coca-Cola. It's free, even though they are giving around 300 ml of thing. Please do not drink this, because it contains a lot of acidity. It is acidic and a lot of sugar. The more sugar you take, the more problem for you. Then Your water must be free from all bacteria, viruses, and parasites. That is another very, very important role if at all you have a filter. And it should not contain some heavy metals like toxic metals like lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium. All this should not be there. And it should be devoid of chemicals and pesticides. So an ideal water should have all these properties. Then it's good enough for you to consume. Now, 2021, we are already here in, and that too, now it's March 13th. 3 months already run down the line. Now, what has happened is, I feel for now in this year, the technology is going to boom like anything is to do with your terahertz technology. When the terahertz technology is booming, we also should need to see to that we just go with the flow of what is happening in the market so that things are becoming much more easier. So for people out there who are all down, maybe they are new people, please look into the terahertz technology is going to be the future. And that too with the terahertz situation where you are using it for resonating the water, and Malaysia stands to be the first country to bring this particular concept and technology. It's an advantage for you. There are a lot of good things available with the terahertz resonated water. So our job is to use it and then make the best out of what it is, and then see how your body responds and move forward. Now, when you look at the other technologies which were available in the past, ionized water was very famous until last 2 years. Everybody will be talking, even though the pricing was around 12,000 to 15,000 ringgits. People used to buy the ionized machine and then they used to drink the ionized water because of the high ORP, the pH, all was there. But now terahertz technology came in and then revamped the whole situation into a newer dimension. So that means it's an added value for the existing properties of water. Other than that, if you go a little bit behind, what happened, magnetic emirate technology of water has been there for 20 years and a lot of people have been using it. Can you believe that 15 years ago, I used to ozonate the water and then probably use it for my cooking. So ozonated water is totally bacteria free, and it also makes your water structured with angulation of around 106 to 107. Even magnetizing the water also will help you to make the water molecular size smaller, but not to the extent of terahertz. But it will make the molecule small so that it can be absorbed more easily. So 2021, we are all in the right direction with the terahertz technology for us to move forward. So how does it work is, from our terahertz, this one, if you see, it's a very, very small unit, portable unit, more easy to carry it along, and it works in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, your whole 3.5 liters of water is terahertz, and then you can use a power bank in spite of having a provision for the electrical appliances. But power bank is more easier. So wherever you want to carry, you can carry. That's an advantage of the terahertz unit, which is sold by our terahertz India brand. Now, what does it, see, most of the time what will happen is, whatever water you're drinking, what are the good properties of water when you're drinking? Even now in the morning, I had a person who was actually drinking a filtered water. So I told him, yes, it's all good to drink a filtered water, but when you terahertz and then when you drink, you have an advantage of all the good things, like number one, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant effect, then anti-radiation effect, and the viscosity is so low that it is minus 680. So what happens is, it's more slimy and it's more easier for the cells to travel along. Other than that, the angulation of our terahertz resonated water, definitely it increases from 104 to 107 or 108, and it can go up to 109. Now, when the angulation increases, what happens? The advantage is the hardness of water is reduced to soft. So that means it's good for your body. Now, when you have hardness of water, even to wash your clothes, it will not be good. But whereas when your angulation is increased and the hardness of water is reduced, so when you put a soap or when you use a detergent powder, cleaning becomes much more easier, and absorption of minerals are much, much better when there is an angulation is much open compared to the 104. Now, the other advantage of having an open angle is between 106 to 109 is, it's called live water, and it does a lot of benefits for your body because of its absorption capability. Now, this resonated water definitely is good in terms of absorption. That is where we are able to show you in the blood test that the moment you drink terahertz resonated water, in 20 minutes time, you can see a lot of changes happening in terms of your cellular hydration, and the movement of cells also will be seen much faster. Now, this is the most beautiful part is your cellular hydration is important. Now, out there can be other waters available where they also will be talking about cellular hydration. But the best part is with terahertz, you can see the micro check of your 1 drop of blood and then see the cellular hydration, how good it is. Other than the benefit of linear arrangement of the H2O, the advantage is when it is in a linear one line standing in a queue, what happens? Every molecule of water can go inside the cell much more easily than when there are a group of clusters of cells or the water molecules. They won't be able to go inside in a group. It becomes difficult for them. That's why the linear arrangement of resonated water is much better. And of course, the last benefit is it supports the telomere in the DNA and the energy field. So this is another very detailed, beautiful information which Dr. Gunbo has already done a lot of few people down there. I think there's a lot of positive things, especially in terms of energy field enhancement, and thereby you're looking at some benefits in terms of the stress level coming down, then the organ level getting boosted up. When you drink the water, organ level gets boosted up. So these are the beautiful 10 benefits of getting a terahertz resonated water. So when you have so many good benefits, why not try this water, drink this water, and take the benefit of this particular water in terms of good health, peace, and happiness? You need to look into it. Now, connecting to nature is always in awareness we have to do, with wisdom we have to do. So low frequency oscillation is between 0.5 to 15 hertz. Living cells resonate between 0.3 to 13 hertz. Brain cells resonate between 0.2 to 30 hertz. Now, the most beautiful part of our terahertz resonated water is it's 7.6. So what happens is when it is 7.6, there is always the benefit that it can vibrate at the same frequency as your cells. So automatically your cells will respond and then say, okay, thank you very much, you're down here, let us exchange. So as I told you, the desire, action, and knowledge is what happening inside the cell. Also, there is a transformation of information happening when a terahertz water is drank. There is a lot of communication happening inside your cell. And it has been told that when you drink this water in a long run, there are a lot of good benefits in the DNA, especially if there are wrong information written in the DNA, it can be rewritten. So if it can be rewritten, then why not we drink the water? So you are looking at the benefit of the water. You should drink at least for a period of between 6 months to 1 year, and then you can see all the good benefits. Now, the main benefits of drinking this resonated water is, of course, it's easy absorption, better removal of toxic waste. Now, how many of you want to remove the toxic metals and waste material through just by drinking water? Many of us want an easy method. Definitely, by drinking this terahertz water, you are giving an advantage for your body to remove the toxin naturally by drinking water. If naturally it can happen, then what's the problem in drinking the water? We should be drinking, but many times what happens is we will be having some issues or problem with ourselves, and we'll be thinking, if I drink this water, can I get this benefit? Yes, it's a very beautiful feeling that you want to get healed, you want to get cured, all fantastic. But if the water can do that good benefit, of course I would salute that particular situation for the water. But every individual will be different, and every individual can be a little different in responding to the drinking of water. So what you need to understand is, please give some time for your own body to assist you, and then give the benefits. Do not look at the benefit immediately. Give some time for your body. Let the body do the job. But your job is to just drink the water regularly, and then see the benefit. Probably in 3 to 6 months time, you should be able to see the benefit. So what are the other advantages is better hydration, and then better absorption of nutrient is there. Now, other than that, what ultimately what will happen when you do drinking this water, your cells will become so healthy, they will function normally. then the function when it is normally, like for example, your glucose metabolism, if there is a proper glucose metabolism happening, your sugar level can go down. If your sugar level go down, you are very happy. Now if you are happy, your doctor is happy, then automatically doctor will say you are very good, you have taken the right medication. But doctor will not know that after drinking terahertz water along with the medication, you did get this beautiful benefit of less sugar. Now there is a lot of good benefits of this water by drinking is your diseases control is definitely much better. So all your intention and your idea must be from illness you should get to wellness. This is a wisdom I would request every one of you to have in your brain, that you walk from illness to wellness. So do not speak about the illness too long. For example, do not go on saying I have diabetes, I'm having diabetes, I'm having diabetes, I'm having blood pressure, I'm having a heart issue. You don't have to. If it is there, let it be there, but you do not claim it. So this is how you need to give a positive affirmation and be wise in what you're doing. Now, advantages, of course, it can be boiled, it can be put under high pressure, and it can be kept in glass containers, and certification, of course, from the Singapore is already done. So what is happening is there's a lot of good things, good benefits of having this terahertz water. But at the same time, we all need to understand that we need to keep this particular water, terahertz water, preferably in a glass container, ceramic container is okay. But if no choice, you have no choice, you have to leave it in a steel vessel. Please leave it in a steel vessel. Probably you have I would say, a boiler wherein you can boil the water. Inside it will be only metal. No issues. Use the same boiler, but provided you put the what is that our terahertz machine resonated water inside, and definitely it will give you a lot of good benefits, even though you are putting it in a metal container. Now, as far as possible, it's better always prepare anything fresh, especially if you're looking at drinking water. Prepare it fresh and drink it up. It will be the best. But at the end of the day, how long can you keep this water? I would say up to 6 weeks is not at all a problem. I have tried it up to 4 weeks. It's fantastic. So I just need to another 2 weeks to give it a testing. And other than that, of course, the ideal situation for you would be is use our company jug, so that it will be easy for you to terahertz the 3.5 liters, and do not expose the skin or your body directly to the terahertz device, because we do not know the harmful effects which is created by directly exposing yourself into a radiation of terahertz. Now, we all know that blood testing is one of the easiest method for us to check your hydration. Yes, that is one of the method. But such of those who are not done the test, it's still okay. What you all can do is take a selfie photograph of your face, and then drink the water for a minimum period of 3 weeks, and then click another photograph and see your face. Definitely, there will be a lot of benefits and changes happening in your brain as well as on your face. This is an advantage. Now, terahertz water can be sprayed over the scalp, and then you can see the scalp growing. That can be done. So a lot of other things, you can use it for your plants, you can use it for your animals. They all would love the way when you spray the water. Okay. Now, what I wish to definitely let you know is, when you're going back home, number one, please be in the wisdom mode all the time for you to move forward in life. Be in the awareness mode for you to move forward in life. And you should be balanced in the journey of life for you to move forward. So everything plays a very important role. So you need to have a certain criteria for preparing the water. So it must be a pre-filtered, good quality water, then you can resedate it. And if you at all you have a reverse osmosis, and what you need to do is, if there is no filtration system wherein you have a minerals inside the filter, then you better add one. If you cannot add one, it's still okay. In the market in Kuala Lumpur, what is available is, there is a product available called multi minerals from Australia. So this one probably you can use it in the form of 3 to 6 drops in your water, and then consume it. So that will give you all the support what you require. Now, other than that, you have to, if at all you have ionized water, it's still okay. Only thing is, you all need to look at the pH. So if it is a lower pH is always better. But But if your pH is around 9 to 9.5, you still can use the terahertz machine, so that you give the benefit of making the water molecule into a smaller function. Other than that, you should be confident that whoever brings you the water has been told that they need to bring in the filtered water. Proper filtration system is what is a must. Boiled water from a reputed company, definitely yes. What you cannot do is you cannot terahertz directly the tap water from Malaysia or Singapore. Number two, if you do not know from where the source of water is there, please do not resonate. Other than that, of course, there will be water, like if there is an impurity, when you see the thing, and if there are impurities, you cannot. If it contains a contaminated water with bacteria, fungus, you definitely cannot resonate. And if it is boiled directly from the tap water, why? The reason is the boiled water which is available in the market, wherein there can be a lot of situation where heavy metals can be there. That is where we need to look at how we are going to handle it by guiding our friends and relatives who are coming to pick the water. Other than that, you also be a little more smart in guiding them properly. Now, who all can drink this water? Everybody can drink, provided if you, now this is something every day, in and out, people are calling me and asking me, doctor, what to do, what to do. See, I do let you know that over the phone many times I will not be able to guide you and give you a lot of advices. The reason is many times telephonic conversation doesn't go a long way, because we cannot be talking over the phone for a very long time, number one. Number two, without me seeing the blood test or the other report, I will not be able to assist you. But however, I will definitely try to help you. If you call me, is by giving you the right guidelines, I definitely would wish to give you. Every human being can drink this water, and everybody, when you're drinking this water, start with 500 ml or even 250 ml. You start off with and slowly increase it to automatically around 2 liters. So per day, if you're going to drink 2 liters of terahertz water, is very, very good enough. But along with that, if your body is requiring you 3.5 liters of water, so 2 liters of water you drink, the, your terrace water, the remaining 1000 ml to 1500 ml, you do can mix up or boil up. Other water is not at all a problem. Now, once you go slowly from 250 ml, what happens? The advantage is your body is not able to recognize that you are pushing in something new. Your body can adapt to it and slowly will be able to give you the benefit of drinking the terahertz water. So what happens? Awareness is the key. Wisdom is a necessity in this situation. So what you need to do is you all need to understand that you need to be in the wisdom mode, be in the awareness mode, and you need to work on healing of your body. Now, once you're talking about healing of your body, your breathing technique very important. Number two, your food habits very important. Number three, your sleeping habits very important. Number four, your exercise very, very important. When you're doing all this, definitely your body will start healing. So you should, with the advent of our WhatsApp and Google search, definitely Google is a very beautiful platform for us to pick up a lot of information. But many times there are a lot of hanky-panky information given there, which is not at all worth it even to look into it, because it is not true. Like even now there are a lot of confusion about the COVID vaccine. It is there because the one set of people who want to do the good things will be trying to promote it. On the other side, there will be a lot of other people who are all in the same field, but they would like to pull the person down, so they will talk all the negative situation and then make you not to buy. The same thing probably you would have come across when you are talking about terahertz machine. But I would say there's a lot of positive evidences and positive response of what do you say, in your journey of life. There is something which we all need to look into and then start moving forward. Now, as usual, of course, I wish to let you know that this is very, very important. Is when you're drinking this water, you are definitely looking for some benefits. I totally agree with you that you are looking for benefits, but at the same time, how much your body is able to accommodate this water, how much your body is able to heal itself, how much of nutrients and vitamins and minerals and trace elements you're giving to your body for it to heal. We do not know. Now, there can be situation where the person is drinking this water, and probably his dialysis is much better, or maybe he goes and comes back after dialysis much healthier. Yes, all these are all there. But how far are we assisting the person in terms of nutrients and other things? See, some in a given situation, I do can look into giving stem cells. It's available in the form of injectables, it's available in the form of capsules. There are so many things available. So if you have to rejuvenate your cells, we can look into stem cells. So this is where, as a doctor, we all can assist you from different angles. Now this is where, if you have a complicated diseases, complicated situation, just blindly drinking the water, you will get the benefit. But if option is there, do look at a doctor who is practicing nearby you, who is into a more of a functional medicine doctor, who can understand what you're talking, and then who can be able to help you. So with this, I wish to end my talk today. I think today is only 45 minutes. And until I come back and then see you all, because I have my next appointment in next 5 minutes. So I need to take leave. So thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you, George, once again, and the team of everyone from Angie to everyone from Singapore and in Malaysia. There are a lot of people doing a lot of good work. I appreciate and salute every one of you. And whoever needs any assistance, you can always give me a call. And if possible, I will definitely assist you if I am free. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. And once meet again once again next week. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr.